Have you ever looked in the mirror, or just looked at your life, and thought, this is not who I'm supposed to be, but I have no idea how to change it? You're not alone. Most of us are living from what we've accepted, the labels, the failures, and the limitations others projected onto us, instead of what God actually said about us. Today, we are hitting the reset button. I'm going to walk you through a 7-step identity reset to finally realign who you are with who God created you to be. Stick with me until the very end, because I'm going to lead you through a commitment exercise that will seal this reset in your spirit. Let's get to work. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dennis, and I help believers break out of the cycles of being stuck, so they can finally step into their God-given design. We live in a world that is obsessed with defining you. But the problem is, you've been functioning from what you accepted, not what God declared. This isn't just a motivational talk. This is a practical, spiritual process. Grab your notebook, you're going to need it, and let's start your identity reset. Step 1. Recognize the false identity. We start with a hard truth. You cannot reset what you refuse to acknowledge. You have to identify the phantom identity you've been carrying. What labels have I accepted that God never gave me? What negative stories do I keep repeating that contradict His word? Where am I saying, that's just who I am, about something that is actually bondage? Maybe you say, I'm just an anxious person, or, I'm a failure. You've let that become your identity. Write down 3 false labels you've accepted. Hit pause if you need to. Write them down. Be honest. This is the moment you stop agreeing with the lie. Step 2. Expose the source. Step 2. We have to find the root. Every false identity has an origin story. Did a parent say you'd never amount to anything? Did a toxic ex break your confidence? Say this out loud with me. I can see where this came from, but I don't have to stay here. We aren't looking back to blame, we're looking back to break the cycle. When you name the source, the lie loses its power. Step 3. Hear what God said. Now, we replace the narrative. You cannot just remove a lie. You have to fill that space with truth. Left side, what I accepted, for example, I'm not enough. Right side, what God said, for example, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Look at your list. For every lie, find a verse. Anxious? Read Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 to 7. Unworthy? Read 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17. Write it down in a new column. God says I am. This isn't a suggestion, it's your new reality. Step 4. Decide who you will be. This step is the decision. Identity isn't just something you wait for God to zap you with, it's something you decide to partner with Him on. Are you going to be a person of peace, or a person of panic? Are you going to be defined by your wounds, or by His word? Identity is a decision. Stop waiting for a feeling to change. Choose to align your character with your new identity today. Step 5. Align your actions. If you say you're a new person, but you keep doing the same things, nothing changes. Ask yourself, if I really believed what God said about me, what would I do differently this week? Would you stop scrolling through your ex's social media? Would you start speaking up in meetings? Would you stop talking down to yourself? What is one action I can take in the next 48 hours to live out my new identity? Do it. Don't wait. Step 6. Seal it with your words. Words have the power of life and death. You got into this mess by speaking lies. You get out of it by speaking truth. Repeat after me. I renounce every identity I accepted that God did not give me. I receive exactly who God says I am. Now, say your name. For example, Dennis, you are who God says you are. Own it. Step 7. Commit your reset. We're sealing this now. Take a deep breath. What is your name, and who are you now in God? I want you to leave that in the comments below. It's your public record. It's your stake in the ground. When you struggle next week, scroll back to your own comment. That is your truth. Call to action: if this reset was the breakthrough you needed, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with one person who is currently struggling with their worth. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you want to keep walking out on this journey of identity and purpose. Remember, you've been functioning from what you accepted, not what God said. But today, that story ends. God knows who you are now, go live like it. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to check out the video description below for your identity reset kit.